What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown. I'm your host, Rob, and to the right of me is...
It's me, Jarrod. How y'all doing?
And listen, Fire Force is underway.
Yes, it is.
We have a 3-man team fantasy draft that we have to do right now.
Very difficult.
You know what time it is. Listen, before we start, here are the rules. We have to draft one pillar.
Yes.
One non-pillar, and one special Fire Force company captain. So either of the previous 2 picks cannot be captains. So we only have one spot for a captain. Mm-hmm. Now, before we start the draft, if you're not familiar, we do a coin toss. Here are the rules. The winner of the coin toss will get the first pick of the draft. The loser of the coin toss will get the second and third picks, and then the picks will alternate after that. So, Jarrod, what I'll have you do is I'll have you call it in the air. Mm-hmm. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It is tails. So your boy will get the first pick of the draft.
By all means.
I don't know if I wanted that.
That's what I'm saying.
Make sure you guys keep it locked. Alright, so I get the first pick of the Fire Force fantasy draft.
By all means, go ahead.
This is definitely one of the hardest fantasy drafts that have ever been done, ever. I'm just going to say that right now.
Because such a young show, surprisingly.
Because there's some, I know manga readers would probably have something else to say, but
yeah, 100%.
Let me say this. With my first pick, I'm going with captain of the first company, Leonard Burns, man. I have no choice but to go with Burns. Captain Burns is a dog. We've seen what he did against Shinra with ease, and he wasn't even trying. We see how powerful his company is. We see we know his abilities. I mean, he is literally the embodiment of fire itself.
Yes.
The pressure of his flames, the mere heat of his flames is enough to make anybody counter. So I have to go with Captain Burns, and we're definitely going to see more from him later on. But I believe he's a complete beast through and through. I'm going with Burns.
Okay. I knew he was going to go for Burns, y'all.
I can't leave Burns on the board. If I leave Burns on the board, you'll take him.
I'm not mad at you. So let me switch things up a little bit. I'm going to not go for my captain pick because I'm sure he'll be there now. And I'm going to have to go with my non-Adola burst. Pyrokinetic, or he doesn't have to be pyrokinetic. Pyrokinetic and non-pyrokinetic.
Your non-pillar?
My non-pillar. And I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with Joker.
No!
I'm gonna go with Joker as my non-pillar. This was a hard one. I had other... I'll mention them later after the draft. But I had other picks for this, but I have to go with Joker. Because we've seen how effortlessly, so far, that he's come on and off the screen. Like how effortlessly he gets into like a little fight or a little scuffle and he just disappears without even looks like he's trying. He's playing around.
He's a beast.
He's playing
Joker's
around.
Joker's a next level beast.
And I hope
oh man,
I know y'all seen those opening videos. I hope he doesn't prove me wrong by making this pick later on. We'll see against his
but that's my thing. I didn't know who I wanted to leave. If I pick Joker, then I lose Burns. But if I pick Burns, there's literally no way.
He's a beast, and that's his name speaks for itself.
Joker's a dog.
I rest my case.
Listen,
I go back to back on this one.
You go back to back.
I go back to back.
See, that's why I couldn't leave either one of them.
I have to go for my captain, and I feel like he's probably the only captain who will be on the least same tier as Burns. So you already know, Benimaru, the strongest officer in the Fire Force, as they call him. So we've seen this fight.
Benimaru is a beast too.
He's a beast in his own town. We see how he does things.
Yeah,
he's killed a devil.
Yeah,
which is something that's not an easy feat to claim that you can do. There have been Fire Force officers who've been multiple of them trying to kill one devil. If you caught up on the recent episode, we've seen how hard it is to do it when you don't have someone with that firepower. And he obliterated this guy. And he has the dual second generation and third generation. He can produce his own flames and control external flames, which I feel would be perfect for Captain Burns over here. and we've seen his strength in general, and that's my second pick.
I mean, there's nothing bad to say about either one of those picks. Those were 3 people.
Yeah, that you had to pick.
That I had to pick, and I didn't know which one I wanted to leave on the board and take the other. I feel like they're all in similar classes. But I believe I'm gonna take my pillar pick next.
Okay.
I have no choice. Now that you have Joker, and I've seen what Joker's been able to do, one person's already off limits for me. And I'm gonna take somebody that I believe is better than him. I'm going to take Shinra from Company 8.
Shinra.
Because
interesting. That's very interesting.
The way he moves is so fast. No matter what you tell me, he is definitely, from what I've seen, the fastest in the show so far. Going faster than the speed of light. His way, listen, we know his flames got to get a little tougher, a little hotter. But just in terms of speed alone, it's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
Yes.
It's going to be a big problem for a lot of people. So I have to go with Shinra. And I like the new corner attack that we've just seen. He's learning a lot more different techniques. So I'm loving what I'm seeing for Shinra. So I got to take Shinra.
I agree. I can't fault you on your picks at all. No.
You can't.
I was thinking about, actually, with my pillar pick, that's something I had a little hard time with. I didn't know if I wanted to go for the speed, or like any other people, because some are just like plain old hacks. So since you took Shinra, I'm gonna have to go with the only hack I know can fully handle his type of speed, and it's gonna be his brother, my son Sho. Out of all the pillars, since we already did pillars, I can discuss them. The rest are more kind of on the lines of like control and manipulating fire.
Right.
Like you can get in your mind with.
Well, Sho's severed universe is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. That's the only thing I can.
Right, but I couldn't take him because you took Joker, and I was seeing what Joker was doing with Sho.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have Joker on your team. I don't want to play around with that. I got to take somebody that I feel like we haven't seen yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He may have a chance against Joker. Yeah. Sho, it was a little shaky. It was it's too close for me to really make a definitive answer. So I had to go with someone like Shinra. No, but I respect the Sho pick. I agree with your pick. But I believe Shinra would beat Sho. So I believe, don't know. Especially with Corna, that new attack and all that. I mean, it will be a tough one. It'll be a tough one, no matter what.
Only thing I'll say as my asterisk to Sho, we've seen the Severed Universe,
right?
But we haven't really seen any other attacks. Are we going to assume that's his only attack that he can ever have and ever develop? That's my big potential thing that I'm throwing out there for my fight. That was my solid
But Shinra's going to develop as well. So it's 100%. Kind of, it's tough. It's tough to say who would win.
That's what I'm saying. Sho is my way to cancel Shinra, basically. That's the only reason I picked him up. In this team battle, I need someone to at least cancel him out. He's your X factor. So, but go on with your pick before you do the battle.
Oh my gosh. All right. See, this is tough. This is the last pick of the draft.
Yeah,
right? This is tough because I have 2 characters in mind right now. You know what? I have no choice. I don't think I have a choice here. I'm gonna go with Arthur from Company 8.
Arthur, interesting.
Listen, I believe Arthur is dangerous, and especially because you have a swordsman on your team. I need somebody that can deal with plasma, which not many people can deal with. We've only really seen, it even disrupts Haumea, right, from the Evangelist group. So plasma is tough to deal with, which I think puts Arthur in a different class. He can deal with swords. He can deal with other sword fighters, like a Sho. There was one person that I was looking at. I was looking at Charon.
I was looking at Charon too.
I was looking at Charon, but when I saw the devil or that one infernal demon, break out of the ice like it was nothing. I feel like that's not I feel like Benimaru would be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, Joker would be able to do. I don't know if that's enough, where I could say Karim's ability can keep Benimaru at bay, So I have to go with somebody like Arthur, which I believe Arthur, when he was fighting against Shinra, he was putting in some work. Mm-hmm. And we know if he has a sword in the right hand, if Arthur really means business and he feels like he's truly a knight, he can get busy.
Yes.
Plasma is tough. So I'm gonna go with Arthur. Now you know what time it is.
Yep, it's one time.
It's time to battle him out.
Mm-hmm.
So, Captain Burns.
Yes.
Captain Burns. How are you dealing with Captain Burns?
He's definitely the hardest of your team, and it either have to be basically Benimaru and him in a long, very long fight. Because the only thing Burns is full on, when he becomes that little fire, like the embodiment of fire, he's untouchable. We've seen that pressure, his speed, strength, durability, everything's increased. He has hand-to-hand combat. We saw him flip Shinra like he was a ragdoll and block Arthur.
Not Shinra.
Yeah, and block Arthur's plasma. Just blew it out like it was a candlelight. So
I believe out of everyone we have named, Captain Burns has the best defense.
Yes. That would be
out
the
of
hardest
everybody,
thing.
out of everyone we just named. Now, do I believe Benimaru can break through that defense?
Perhaps. It's that old little saying, the impregnable force versus the unstoppable object.
Yeah.
The movable object versus the unstoppable force.
Right. It perhaps he could.
Because Benimaru has the power. He definitely has the 100% offensive firepower to be someone who could do it.
Right. See, but the trick here now is Joker. That's what worries me.
Yes.
I'm not even. I believe Burns and Benimaru are gonna have a nice little fight. Yeah. Benimaru and Burns are gonna have a nice fight.
They'll be focused.
I personally believe Burns may come out on top just because of his defensive abilities. Mm-hmm. But manga readers may say we are wrong. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
In terms of Joker now, see, Joker is a trick because, and this is why I didn't take Karim, because I feel like if I took Karim, I believe Joker is of a level where he would be able to get through that.
100%.
Personally.
100%.
If his speed is rivaling Show, and Show we know can stop time, or at least slow down time so much it seems like it stopped, I don't think Karim can get in fights like that.
No.
This is where Shinra would have to come in. And that Shinra coming in, Arthur coming in with plasma swords, which is, I don't believe, his Joker's cards are going to be doing what they were doing with Show's swords. Mm. I don't believe it's going to be the same when he's going against a plasma sword. That's a different thing.
I'll give you, he'll definitely be a better matchup. 100%.
Right.
I definitely like your Arthur pick. Arthur he's kind of in my list next to Karim. Same reason you didn't take Karim. I didn't take Karim. I just feel like he does have good ability for fire, but not in this arena right now.
Right.
We can't use him. Definitely Joker. He's putting hands on. Oof. I definitely feel he can put hands on Shinra before he can adjust. Because so far we've seen there's an adjustment period with Shinra before he actually got catches.
Well, if I'm gonna assume that Shinra is stronger than Show. If we assume that,
yes,
that means Joker's gonna have a little tougher time dealing with Shinra than he did when he was dealing with Show, which gives Arthur some more room to work with.
With Show, now can Arthur block Show's attacks? That would be the deciding factor. I mean, how
would Arthur deal with severed universe? Is what you're saying.
Basically, he might. I'm not gonna.
I don't know. But I also think Show's gonna have a tough time dealing with plasma.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna juice up your guy real quick because I do like Arthur. I'm gonna give you a little juice. I feel like if he's in full night form, he may have the ability, at least the sense. It'll be more like a sense, a reaction. Instead of seeing the guy, a reaction thing. He may have that ability. I'm gonna juice him up because I do like Arthur. I'm biased. But we've seen him, like you mentioned, in full night form. He was, even not in full night form, he was putting hands on Shinra like it was nothing.
Right.
And in full night form, we see him turn to a completely different person. He's like OD. He's like honestly different. Like, overpowered.
I just don't know if that can deal with Severed Universe. It might be able to, it might not. It's just it's the plasma sword versus a standard sword versus Severed Universe, and then Arthur's night form. Yeah. Like it's that's what it comes down to.
It would come down to
and if I believe that Arthur can at least keep Sho busy long enough, hopefully Burns already maxed out benimaru and can come through and double team and have Shinra and Burns deal with Joker, because I believe that's way too much for Joker at that point. You have Shinra and Burns, so it comes down. Oh man, this is tough.
I mean, Joker's like, I don't know. I just don't see in an outright fight right now. I don't see anyone on your team except for Burns stopping him. Joker, if they just outright fought him at this time, I don't know. Shinra,
it's not stopping him. We just gotta keep Joker busy while benimaru is fighting Burns.
That's the plan.
If Burns could get through benimaru, I feel like the fight's done.
Yes.
I think the fight's done.
Yeah.
That's the main fight right there. Can Burns beat benimaru? Me, I say yes.
Me, I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like,
all right.
I feel like it's too. When you have that much fire coming at you from Burns, and we have someone who can at least manipulate some fire. Benimaru is a second generation also, so he can manipulate fire. I don't know. He can use that to his own. Like,
he believes he's third, but he may be second. I think he's second. He's second.
Yeah, he's second and third. He's a hybrid.
Oh yeah, yes he is. He's both.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so he's dangerous. He's dangerous against someone who's like full of fire ability.
Yeah. So I mean, listen. You guys let us know down in the comment section below. I mean, shoot. Yeah, this is tough either way. We can't even really pick. You let us know who you think wins, and who would you guys take if you were in this fantasy draft.
Please.
And with that, see you guys next time. Peace.